Hello, everybody. My name is Tallulah Chapman. I'm Communications Manager for FSC UK. Thank you for joining today's webinar. I hope you can all hear me okay. Perhaps if you can't, pop something in the chat and let us know. We also have joining us today Rosie Teasdale, our Executive Director, and Danielle Shaw, Communications Assistant, and they'll be helping me at the end. We hope to be able to take some questions. If you do have any questions as the webinar goes along, please pop these into the questions box. As I say, if you've got any technical issues at all, you can pop those into chat and we'll do our best to resolve those. This webinar will be recorded and it will be placed on our website. However, the questions and answer session will be excluded from the recording. So just over 25 years ago, the first FSC members wanted a logo that consumers and producers alike could easily identify with a mission for global forestry that was just dawning, to promote environmentally sound, socially beneficial and economically prosperous management of the world's forests. The FSC Checkmark and Tree, or Tick Tree logo, was designed by Tristram Branscombe Kent, and the first product to bear it was a wooden spatula sold by Sainsbury's in the UK. Today, the FSC logo can be found on a huge array of FSC certified forest products. It's also used educationally and promotionally, for example, on websites or in marketing materials. Back in 2007, thanks to a grant from DEFRA, we began monitoring consumer awareness of the FSC logo in the UK. In this webinar, we're going to see how consumer awareness of the logo in the UK has changed over time, take a brief look at the more global research commissioned by FSC International, and compare some of the pros and cons of different survey questions and methodologies. Our 2007 face-to-face survey conducted by GfK revealed that 19% of respondents said they had seen the FSC logo before. Once the scheme was explained, over half of those questions stated that they would probably or definitely choose FSC certified products in the future. Of the 7% that said they would probably or definitely not choose FSC products in the future, more than half didn't know why or stated that they did not buy wood products. In 2007, the consumer most likely to have seen the FSC logo was a married man aged 35 to 44, living in the southwest. Between 2007 and 2011, we continued to conduct face-to-face surveys via GfK. Awareness of the FSC logo in the UK increased year on year, reaching 43% in 2012. 2011. However, in 2012, the figure dropped to 35%, and it was not greatly improved by the 2013 result of 38%. Given that awareness had tended to be highest in the lower and middle age groups, these results were not only disappointing, but quite surprising. But perhaps our 2011 figure had been an anomaly. What this demonstrated to us is that it's important not just to survey, but to repeat surveys at intervals to ensure the data is reliable. In 2013, FSC International also worked with GfK to conduct an online survey across 11 markets, including the UK. Rather than simply asking if respondents had seen the FSC logo, this survey asked how familiar they were with it. Those in the UK, Germany and China were most familiar with the FSC logo. And this survey revealed a number of interesting insights, including that the addition of more information about FSC to the FSC logo increased its influence by 22%. These findings informed the creation of new global brand positioning. Important to note, however, is that the methodology for this survey excluded respondents categorised as jaded, but more on that later. Two 2014 was a year of halves, 3 halves in fact, as you can see from the slide. All our UK consumer surveys up until now had been carried out face-to-face. In 2014, we used both face-to-face and online survey methods. As in previous years, we asked people face-to-face via GfK whether they had seen the FSC logo, but we also asked some questions via a YouGov online survey. There are pros and cons to both methods. A key one, of course, is cost, online surveys being much cheaper. Although face-to-face surveys are considered to be truly representative, as they include all groups. However, online panelists are sometimes considered more professional and used to answering questionnaires, and so may be more inclined to answer. Online surveys also offer anonymity. Therefore, people may be more inclined to give an answer than for face-to-face. With face-to-face, the respondent may feel that there is a wrong or right answer, and they may feel tested in some way. And so to save face, they may rather say no idea or don't know than get a question wrong. Having teetered on the edge of being able to say that most people in the UK recognise the FSC logo, in 2015 our awareness figure dropped to 44%. Again, we conducted an additional online poll with YouGov. We wanted to know more than just whether people had seen the FSC logo, but also whether they knew what it meant. We showed them the logo and asked what they thought it meant. We then grouped responses into correct, almost correct, partially correct, and incorrect. Correct responses included Forest Stewardship Council and wood or timber product from sustainable sources or made from sustainable wood. Almost correct included paper from sustainable sources or sustainability, or sustainable forests with no mention of wood or paper products. And partially correct included responses such as environmentally friendly, conservation and planting or replacing of trees. Once its meaning was explained, 72% said they would prefer to buy a product with an FSC logo if there was no other difference. We also found that people were most likely to look for FSC product certification information on the product's packaging or on in-store displays. Also in 2015, FSC International launched a marketing toolkit to communicate its new global brand positioning to its license holders, an initiative which began with their 2013 survey and developed during 2014 with the help of creative agency Futera. The new brand identity introduced 2 brand marks incorporating the strapline Forest for All Forever. These brand marks can be used by FSC license holders to supplement the FSC labels or promotional panel. The marketing toolkit, which is freely available to all FSC certificate and license holders, features these brand marks and associated messaging and visual assets. It also features the Together We Are FSC campaign, which was launched last year and focuses on FSC's impact on the Sustainable Development Goals, together with other marketing assets and inspiration. The following year, we continued to tweak the questions we asked and how we asked them. The survey was conducted face-to-face via GfK. We asked respondents not only whether they had seen the logo, which 48% said they had, but also how familiar they were with it. 17% said they were extremely or very familiar with it, 18% said they were moderately familiar, and 16% said they were slightly familiar. Why more people claimed familiarity with the logo than said they had seen it will remain a mystery. However, to try to counter this issue, the following year we combined the 2 questions into one. In 2017, we worked with Kantar and asked respondents, do you know this logo or have you ever seen it? We then gave them a choice of responses ranging from, yes, I have seen it and I know what it means, to no, I have not seen it before. Overall, 54% had seen the FSC logo, but only 22% said they knew or roughly knew what it meant. Of those, 28% said they'd found out about the logo on packaging, 17% on paper products, and 18% on wood products. Also in 2017, FSC International worked with GlobeScan to conduct online research of over 10,000 consumers across 13 countries. The slide shows just some of the insights this produced, not least the first global logo awareness figure of 50%. But, unsurprisingly, awareness was shown to differ considerably between different markets. FSE International's 2013 and 2017 surveys revealed that awareness has increased quite sharply in Australia, Brazil, China, Japan, and South Africa, while in Germany and the UK, it showed that it remained roughly the same. However, both of these online surveys reveal very different results to those face-to-face surveys commissioned by FSE UK. For the 2013 results, this is at least partially explained by the fact that the methodology used by FSE International excluded consumers categorised as jaded. The proportion of jaded consumers in the markets tested was between 4 to 45%. In 2017, no consumer segments were excluded from the results, this perhaps explaining the apparent drop in awareness according to the results from FSE International. But that doesn't tell the whole story. As we mentioned previously, online survey results do tend to differ from face-to-face surveys or telephone interviews due to a number of factors. Face-to-face surveys tend to deliver the most representative results. However, online surveys are often favoured by organisations such as ours, not least because of cost. Therefore, while face-to-face surveys are likely to deliver the best measure of awareness, comparing their results like for like with those from online surveys is likely to give a skewed picture. Such comparisons are also made trickier because reporting of survey results does not always make clear the methodology used to obtain them. In 2018, we found that 3/4 of people thought it important for the products they buy to be responsibly sourced. 55% said they had seen the FSE logo, and 29% said they knew or knew roughly what it meant, an increase of 7% on the previous year. 68% of those say it's important for the wood or paper products they buy to carry the FSE logo, and 32% always or usually give preference to products that carry it. In 2020, our face-to-face survey was unfortunately scheduled for just after lockdown commenced, and we therefore decided to conduct an online survey in its place. We've already touched on some of the differences between the two methods, but in addition to those, online surveys, by their very nature, exclude participants without internet access. As you can see from the slide, we already know from previous surveys that those with internet access are more likely to have seen the FSE logo than those without. If we compare the responses of those who have internet access with those who do not, we can see that those who do not have a much lower awareness of the FSE logo. However, those with internet access have only a slightly higher awareness than the overall result. And so to our 2020 survey. Acknowledging that a change in methodology, where the profile of the sample being interviewed has changed, is almost certain to change data trends, we were nevertheless delighted to receive some very positive results. 79% saying it's important for the products they buy to be responsibly sourced, and only a slightly lower number thinking the same about packaging. A whopping 67% report that they have seen the FSE logo, and almost half of those know or know roughly what it means. What's more, 82% now say they would give preference to a product bearing the FSE logo compared to one without. And if we compare our 2020 survey with that of 2007, we find that the consumer most likely to have seen and understand the FSE logo has changed a bit. They're now a working mother, they're still aged 35 to 44. Indeed, in this age bracket, 40% said they knew, or at least roughly knew, what the FSE logo means. And they live in the East Midlands. So how have FSC consumers changed over time? They're more aware of FSC. They're more aware of environmental issues in general. They have greater expectations of products and packaging. And they place more importance on FSC certification and the FSC logo on products. Thank you for your time. If you would like more information about our survey results or results for particular locations or demographics, please feel free to get in touch.